But if you were having dreams about your ex and you were like, Alex, I have to tell you, that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
Don't
what the
tell
fuck?
me.
And then I gotta deal with your bullshit all day.
Me being
Then
mad
you're
at
just
you.
gonna be mad at me because I'm so dumb that I
Of
told
course.
you. Yeah.
Of course.
And welcome back to Get to Be Straight.
I'm Alex.
And I'm John, and I hate myself.
Why? Your hand is so sweaty.
That's
it's
not
warm.
sweat. It's not sweat.
What
It's
is
called
it?
hard working hands.
Sweaty. Why do you hate yourself?
I meant to say I hate you.
What? Why do you hate me? I know that by hating me, it is because you hate yourself. So let's unpack that, John.
It's just like you don't realize you just put yourself in these like I just feel like I'm always doing something. You know, when I was single, I didn't have to do anything, and now that I'm married, I'm just always doing something. But I guess you give my life purpose.
Is it me or is it just being an adult? Because if you want to live this life, there's always things to be done.
You know what? I bet you there's guys out there that like they don't do shit and they love it. You know, like I feel like they're
and then they end up divorced.
Well,
you mean they're not married?
They're single. The guys, they're just like, they keep it simple. The KISS
I mean,
method. Keep
listen,
it simple, stupid.
We don't have to do this. Like you could do your own thing and I can do my own thing.
What is your thing? Your thing is just
like
filled.
Divorce.
What you want is just like filled with work.
I love to work.
And then I'm a byproduct of that.
John, we literally just got off of a call where you have your own brand deal because of why? Who writes the script for it?
Well, I know.
You're welcome.
You want all of the credit. I know.
John,
Alex,
I mean, like, you're coming at me,
talent.
but it's like I'm bringing you work, and then you're annoyed with me.
we're both getting paid for it, so
I know, but
it's a team.
We are a team, and right now you're not being a team. You're like, you make me do work. No, we're both doing work.
Oh, God, it's so frustrating.
Go play video games all day then. Just like that guy from the last question, and then I could happily leave you. Like, is that what you want? Yes.
No, I don't know what I want.
And that's the issue, is like...
I want balance. And this is your problem.
My problem?
Hear me out.
John,
because
we just had your parents here for a week.
And
then
now we're about to go with your family.
Exactly. So my point is,
to
it's like
Disney World.
When you spend quality time with other people that takes you away from work, then other days we're fucking slammed.
It's not even that. It's more like Alex dictates what we do that day when it comes to work. So like if she's a day where she's like,
yeah, I'm pregnant.
Exactly. So then I'm like, are you sure? We have all day. We could probably bump out
true.
one or two. No. So instead, Alex, she likes to rope me in with this too, saying like, we thrive under chaos. Like, I hate that. She loves it, but it's exhausting. So instead of like a day that we don't have much going on, you're like, nah, let's slam it all in one day.
I'm working 24/7, literally building a human. I'm always tired. And so if I'm like, I don't really feel that great.
No, this is a before pregnancy.
I don't even really feel that great.
Don't use pregnancy as an excuse because you did this before pregnancy. Thrive. You love just like when the pressure's on, you know?
That's when I do my best work, is when I procrastinate.
And so therefore, byproduct, me, of that, because I'm a planner and I like to get some stuff done so we don't have to fill our whole day constantly with work. Communication, but it's only one way here. Work on it.
I'm working all the time.
Work on it. You don't have to, though. We don't have to work all the time.
You're just like, go do whatever you want. I'm not dictating your life.
It doesn't work like that because we work together. We're like this.
I wish we weren't. At this point in life, I'm just like, I could do it all by myself.
Alex is, pregnancy update. Alex is on a hate John train.
The whole time I've been on a hate John train. What do you mean, update? You don't have to do this. I do.
I know. And I feel sorry for you.
No, you don't.
I wish I could take some of it away.
No, you don't.
So I'm not your punching bag.
Over
So I'm not
here
your punching bag.
complaining about your life. Woe is me, John. Life is so hard. People are literally getting canceled on the internet right now. Let me tell you something. Because you have no concept of reality. There's so many other hard things. You live a fine life. Get the fuck over it.
Wait, you're referring to people getting canceled to there's harder things in life?
Yeah, to you, saying like there's so many people getting canceled because they're out of touch right now, and you're one of them. I would cancel you.
I'm not out of touch.
Hashtag
I'm constantly working.
cancel John.
No, fuck those people.
Hashtag this is week cancel John. We really started this episode
You want to
off.
cancel me? I don't give a flying fuck.
You think it's so hard, and you just want to play video games and rub
Your
your
only thing is
penis all
saying
day.
video games, and I maybe play an hour tops a week.
You're lucky.
Before
You're
I
lucky
feel
you get that.
these burning eyes in the back of my head. So I don't even do that. And then you don't even go there. But this is Alex all
John-
during pregnancy. Wait. This is Alex all during pregnancy. Like this. She's smiling if you're just listening. She's smiling. I look away. I look back and she's like this. Bah!
What was that?
Basically, it's a split second. You could be happy with me, and then you hate me.
You don't know what this is like. You don't know what my brain is doing and what my body is going through. I would kill you right now if I could.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How would you do it?
Honestly, like at this point, I would just whatever's the quickest, whatever's the closest to me.
Whatever's the quickest way to just get me out of your space.
Literally, I just can't, guys. And this is what.
Can we cut this table in half?
This is what working
Move
with
away.
your spouse is. When people ask us, they're like, "How do you guys work together?" This is the conversation we have on a weekly basis.
We're fucking real. I'm not even gonna go into all those other couples out there that I think are fake as fuck, but it's okay. This is real.
Yeah, we don't always want to work together.
We don't
rarely.
ever. I don't ever want to,
No,
but we do.
But we do. No, it's fun sometimes.
Also, like, I hate that, like, I'm just in this mindset, and this is like our normal, which I don't like, is like if you're doing something, I feel like I have to do something, which I hate. I can't sit down comfortably because I'll feel terrible.
I think a lot of people have that problem, though. It's not just unique to us, where it's like you always feel like you have to be productive, otherwise you have no value. And that's something to also unpack in therapy.
I don't think that. Not all the
No,
time.
but like
I
that
just
you're
wish
being
like we
lazy.
didn't both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing something, I don't feel lazy at all. If you're not doing anything, I'm like, hell yeah. I just feel like in that moment, I'm not contributing enough. Like, well, if she's doing something, then like, I guess I need to be doing something.
Your dream day, what would it look like?
Doing nothing.
But like, what is on the calendar for nothing?
A little COD.
Call of Duty.
I love having a little.
No. Like, you're going to die in 2 days. Tomorrow's
That's
your
different.
last day.
Then I'm like, fuck, then I have to go see all my family and shit.
No. Pretend like you already saw them, everything. Like, this day is just for you. What are you doing
I'm
with
not
your
dying.
whole day?
Because if I'm dying, then it's a whole different thing. If I'm just like.
But tomorrow's not promised.
No,
so
just
you are dying.
If the question is, if you had a free day, what would you do for your free day?
I mean, I think you're dying, but
Yeah, it's like if I'm dying, then I'm like,
the hands of me.
I guess I need to go like see all of my loved ones.
No, you don't. You already saw them.
It wouldn't
so
take
now
long.
what? So now what?
I'm just saying, like, my ideal day is I love a late morning, drinking my coffee, scrolling, looking at what's going on in the news on my phone because I don't watch TV, you know? Morning poop. I'll throw in a little exercise a little later on, get my body moving around 9, 10 o'clock, a little exercise. Come back, play a little COD for a couple hours. When I get bored with that, is it still daytime? Yeah, it's around like 1. I love a little day drinking. Maybe go down into town, have a couple drinks with my friends, you know, get a little bite to eat. Then I come back, see what you're doing.
No, I'm not around.
You're not there.
This is just for you, John. This is your special day.
Maybe see what's on TV. Probably just go back to COD and then make myself something good to eat. You know, like a nice steak, nice little side, nothing too heavy, you know? And then polish the night off with a nice whiskey, a little Woodford Reserve, a little Elijah Craig, and a cigar, and watch the sunset. Is that too fucking hard to ask?
You do that on fucking Saturdays. Like what?
Never. I haven't done it forever.
Like we work during the week. What do you mean? And then
You're just asking me my ideal day, and that's my ideal day. What's your ideal day? What's your ideal day?
What I do
No, be real.
every single
No, it's
day.
not. You work?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Writing scripts, doing my makeup, and getting in front of camera when I
You love
literally-
showering, putting makeup on for a
when
fucking
no
hour.
clothes fit me right now.
Nice.
That is my favorite thing. And that's the one thing that you also don't give me grace for. Like, I don't
do.
feel like myself currently. Like, nothing truly fits me. I'm in sweatpants all day. And so you're like, Alex, we got to shoot this. We got to shoot that. I'm like, I don't feel good.
All this is irrelevant because
you want to know what my
you were
dream
like
day is.
you were like this before. I give you so much credit for the whole pregnancy thing. But what we're arguing about is before pregnancy. This wasn't new. None of this was new. The new stuff, whatever. You need a little more time getting ready, all that stuff. I totally get it. Whatever you need.
I
haven't actually really, side note, I haven't really noticed anything new with you that much from your pregnancy. Like, you still are just as annoyed with me as you were before.
I definitely cry more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cry more. I'm more hungry. I think I get hangry
Not really.
easier.
I haven't noticed you eating more or anything.
I'm just tired. I'm definitely more tired. That's what it is. It just like hits me. But even before that, creativity, when like you're a creative person and you're forced in your career to be creative 100% of the time, it doesn't always work like that. Like it's like it hits you at like sometimes it'll be literally when I'm laying in bed, sometimes in the shower, sometimes in the morning. Like it hits you at certain points. And so I work during those peaks of creativity where I'm like, now's the time. And then I could go for sometimes 8 hours straight. Sometimes I'm editing like
So I could be asleep and Alex punches me in the throat. Wake up, we gotta shoot a video.
Listen, I don't know, John. I'm sorry that your life
We're
with
still
me
learning.
is so miserable.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know, it's so bad. Go.
How long have we been doing this? How long have we been doing this?
Content or just working together? Because we've been doing content for 4 years, but we've been working together for 6.
Okay, so we've been working together for 6, almost married 5. Wow, that's crazy.
And I will say too that content didn't like the schedule of content was the same as like, you know, when we were filming weddings, it was worse because it was literally a 7-day-a-week job. I mean, this is a 7-day-a-week job in a different type of realm. Like we have more flexibility, obviously, with our hours.
We weren't sitting straight in front of the computer the whole time.
And we're standing for 14 hours at a wedding. That was tough. Any wedding vendors out there, I mean, we feel for you. Anyone in a service industry.
To be honest, you could feel for anyone in a job.
In any industry.
Any job you've ever done, because it's a job in the end of the day. And it's still going to be like taking a lot of your mental energy to do anything. So shout out to everyone that fucking works.
Shout out to everyone who's working.
Yeah.
All you working people, we appreciate you and we see you. Life is tiring, but it's also expensive. So we have to keep on going on, you know?
Mm-hmm. Capitalism, baby.
Even when it's working with your husband who you just secretly plot his death.
Anyways, so updates of the week. Let's see.
Your parents came to visit,
so,
which was
I'd like
so
to talk
nice.
about that for a second.
Okay.
I'm just like so thankful we have parents that are helpful and there for us. And it means a lot. Like my parents came, my parents are such doers too, because they came and, you know, if Alex was working or I was doing something else, my mom, like, what did she do? Put furniture together.
Like
my dad's switching out lights.
And the thing is too, your mom has such good taste that I trust her completely, that when she's like, she doesn't even have to ask me. She's like, just has a good eye for things. So her decorating or just doing things, I'm like, this just takes off such a load. I also like, we're so lucky to come from good families. Like we're very lucky that our parents are just great.
Your mom came and unpacked everything in the kitchen for us. Your dad helped me with building stuff. I don't know. Like I didn't like helped with the island.
Yeah, we're very
just
lucky.
Very, very lucky, and it means a lot.
Well, and that's again part of the
I'm
reason.
also saying this so I can make our parents listen to this part of the podcast. Like, see, we do love you.
We do love you guys, and I think that's again a lot of the reason why we moved back, because we know that having a baby is going to be another challenge in itself, and so. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we do have a village a little bit when we do pop out a child. When I pop out a child.
That's right. When you're doing all the work for sure. I mean that. Do you feel like I hate this feeling when my parents come to visit? I don't know if you get this feeling. A couple days is like enough to me, right? And I love when they're here, and then I'm like, okay, like. Time for me. I want to be on my own again. And then right when they leave, I feel so bad. I always am like, did I spend enough time with them? Like, I hope they had a good time. And I'm like, you know, when am I going to see them again? And I just like, I hate that feeling. Like It's never enough.
Well, I think as we get older, we do recognize that time is so valuable and it's limited.
That one guy said something on a podcast. I don't know who it was. And it like
was it like
me.
the countdown of the weekends with your parents left?
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, if you're X years
or
old.
summers, like you only have 7 more summers with your parents. You better see that. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, things like, and it's about to get real morbid, things like death truly put life into perspective when you're like, what matters? What really matters? Like when you're spending your time places, because time is the only resource that is...
That everyone has the same amount of?
Yeah, no. That's not
that
replenishable. That's like not infinite. Yeah. And so I think that again, as you get older, that's what you start to value and appreciate more is time with the people that you love, because you just know it's like tomorrow's not promised, but like if we're all lucky to live into our elder years, it goes so fast. It goes so fast. Life goes so fast.
Some dude did say...
We're already halfway through our pregnancy. Like,
I know, it's crazy.
More than halfway. Isn't that wild?
Some guy said if you could live 5 more years, like healthy, you can live like another 100, because they got all this science now coming out with like gene
like
splitting, stem cells, all this stuff. So who knows?
Do you want to live that long?
If I'm like this, my body now, not like as an 80-year-old man, yeah.
Right.
But if I knew I was living that long, I would definitely get spine surgery now, like fix my back.
Man.
Because I don't want to do that, because it's like the risk of like fucking up my back more is pretty probable. So
what are we even talking about?
I don't know.
We had a great time with your parents. Oh my God. Wait, can we please tell the story about...
Yeah. Well, wait, there's one more thing.
Walk?
That's the finale of this. The other thing was... Oh, this one wasn't really important. I went to the gym at 5:30 this morning because I had shit to do. And I'm like grinding away on the Stairmaster, and I fucking fell off the Stairmaster.
No, you didn't.
Not once, by the way. The first one wasn't too like...
Wait. I have a question. Did the Stairmaster like malfunction? Like
No.
the steps? Okay, because that happened to my cousin once. I was standing next to her.
Where all the steps just fell?
Yeah, where all the steps just
No, this was
yeeted
user
down.
error.
What? Were you not paying attention?
I missed like the step, and then the second one I slipped off it because I was sweating so bad.
John,
I know.
you're getting old.
I know.
Also, happy birthday to John. This week is his birthday.
Oh, it's so sad. 37, baby.
Nice. That's, again, good number.
Speaking of getting older.
I can't believe you followed the Stairmaster. Speaking of getting older.
Speaking of getting older. I know we talk about, you know what?
We have to talk about it. Who cares?
That's
Bowel
fine.
movements
Wait.
are normal.
Oh, you ruined it by saying it. So last day before my parents left, we took my parents out to a nice dinner. You know, we're watching the sunset. And we're like, let's go on a walk. So we walk. It's me, Alex, Kobe, my parents. We're walking. The certain spot we like to go to is like a mile and a half away from our house. We're all the way there. And then I'm like, uh-oh, I have to shit. And I'm like, oh my God. So
you might have seen it on my story. I posted it on Instagram, and it was John and Kobe walking, and I was like, one of them just took a shit and one of them has to take a shit.
So Alex is like, well, take Kobe and also take his bag of poop. I'm going to walk with your parents. I'm like, okay. So I have Kobe in one hand, my cigar in one hand, and Kobe's bag of poop.
Well, yeah, because you have your shoulders up, you're like sprint walking. And I'm like, John, your parents are so far behind. Like, you go.
They're independent. They know how to get home.
I know. I just didn't want my ass to chafe again.
So I
like,
have all this shit in my hands. By the way, I'm wearing...
literal shit.
I'm wearing Crocs. I don't know why I wore Crocs.
I don't think...
I love my Crocs, but like for a long walk...
Well, it's not like a treacherous walk. It's not a hike.
If I was walking slow, wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyways, now I'm like sweating. Cold sweats. I'm like, oh no. Oh my God. I start walking around the bend. I could see our house. I could see our fucking house. And I go, immediately my body goes, you either rip your shorts off right now or you're shitting in your pants.
It's funny how our bodies react to like seeing our own toilet or our own house. It's funny because like you still had so much longer to go, but the reaction from your brain to your butt was, we're basically home, so you have permission to shit.
I'm just like contemplating my life right now. I'm like, do I need to wear Depends? So I go, oh my God. I jump into this person's, like not their house, like across the street a little bit, but I'm right in the open in like this little sand dune thing. And I chocolate blast out of my ass, poor Kobe. I threw him into the bush with me. Lost my cigar.
He saw your tarantula hole.
I pulled my shorts down, not off, so I pissed on my shorts.
Were you peeing?
When you poop, you pee. When you poop, yeah.
What?
When you poop, you pee.
No, you don't.
I did. So anyways.
Wait, is that every time?
For me, I normally pee when I poop.
But at the same exact time?
Not at the same exact time, but within like a couple seconds of each other, yeah.
Right, like you do one and then the other.
So it was like bam, bam is basically what happened.
Peeing and pooping, okay.
There are little straws of wheat that are coming up. There's nothing to wipe my ass with. You guys are 500 yards behind me. I'm like,
it's like tall grass.
I'm just beside myself. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. Thank God no one was walking by. Shit in the weeds or whatever, pull my shorts up, and now I'm just hauling ass. I'm running home.
Okay, wait, let me give our perspective. So we knew that John had already gone before us, and the sun is setting, so it's dusk. And so it's kind of hard to see. There's not very many streetlights on our block, but where we're at, again, there's that bend, and you could see this straightaway through the tall grass. And me and your mom are walking, and we see you hauling ass and I'm like, oh, he's almost there. And so we're like, go, John, go. And like you're almost choking him out, literally pulling him. And we think that you hadn't.
He couldn't have been less of a teammate in this whole experience, by the way. He wouldn't go in the bush with me. He wouldn't run home.
Why would he want to go in the bush with you, John?
He wouldn't run
home. Splash zone? That's disgusting.
Anyways, so I'm running home and I feel like I have shit all over me. And I'm like, oh my God, like all my shorts everywhere. Thank God no car was like coming from behind, you know? Ran up, took a shower, you know, the whole thing. And well, I didn't really poop on myself, shockingly. It was just between my cheeks. So anyways, I might be put in a home soon. Sooner than I thought.
You would have thought that John had just gone through something so traumatic. We get back into the house. He's freshly showered and we're like, wow, like, did you make it? And he goes, no. And I'm like, what do you mean you didn't make it? Like, we saw you running. And he's like, that was after.
I'm never walking. Don't ask me to walk for another like month.
We live in such a nice, like, walkable neighborhood.
I don't know. Anyway, so that was my horrific moment for the week. Anything else?
We got some outdoor furniture and we keep forgetting to cover it in the rain.
Don't give us anything nice.
This is why we can't have nice things.
We have been rambling on, though. Let's just jump into questions.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I do want to talk about something that annoys me with you, but I guess I can save that for the end. The when I'm over.
We haven't really even been doing those anymore.
No, it's not an ick, but it's like what I'm over with
overs?
you. Oh. Yeah, I'll just say
we haven't even been doing really the overs.
Yeah, we have. Kind of. Yeah, I think so.
All right, save it.
Every time you're just like, the weather. I don't know if that's what you say. I feel like every time you say something.
The weather.
We always reference the weather.
Okay, moving on to questions.
Here we go. My boyfriend of 9 months has a picture of his ex on his Instagram. The picture is 5 years old and has his other guy friend in the photo too. I've bugged him constantly about deleting it because it bothers me. Is it normal to keep pictures of your ex on social media? I know I don't. Side note, his argument is that there is a picture of me and my ex on Google search and he won't remove his picture until mine is removed. The difference is that I've constantly been making efforts to remove my photo, whereas it's his choice to keep his picture on his social media.
This was 5 years ago. How like close to the beginning of photos is it? Like, is it a reshare? Like, you know, do you have to sift way fucking back to find it?
If it's a group photo with an ex, whatever. Again, I feel like
even if it's a photo with your ex, it's your past, it's your history, whatever. If it's so far back to, who gives a fuck?
Right. You've been together for 9 months. This picture is 5 years old. Like, yeah, I could see if it's annoying if maybe they don't have a lot of photos and it still could look like they're together. You know, if someone had like a carousel or like their entire feed was their ex and they never deleted it.
I'm sure it was back in the day. Like,
right.
Okay, I had Facebook when it started in 2005. You know, because I actually had a college. That's how old I am. But like, and then I didn't get rid of it till like, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I had photos from 2005 on there, like high school girlfriend, then like college girlfriend, and I never got rid of any of them.
Yeah, I think it's just personal preference too. I don't know. I don't think that this is something that is a deal breaker, especially because it's not singular photos of them. It was 5 years ago. How often does he post?
I wouldn't make a big deal out of it. No.
Would I be annoyed if you still had a picture of your ex?
I'm sure I do.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I wouldn't know. I think I had a picture of me and my ex up for a while still because I looked so good in it. I was like, I can't take this down. But eventually I did. I think it's just, if the person wants to take them down, they'll do it if they want.
How long are they married?
They've been together for 9 months.
Exactly. Anyone that's in a newer relationship, I just want to give you some advice because I feel like we've only been married for 5 years, but we work together every single day. Like I feel like our marriage is amplified because we're together all the time.
Yeah, people heard the beginning of the podcast, they know.
Right. I just think all these trivial things, like you don't give a fuck about them.
Right.
Later. Like there's so many other things that like you have to deal with. Mostly our stuff is just like we have too much stuff going on to worry about little things.
A lot of things in relationships, I'm like, are you bored?
Yeah.
You're just bored. Like, unless there's other red flags in your relationship.
Go hang out with your ex,
like,
Alex, so I could play COD.
You would love that. None of them live here. Otherwise, I would. Next question. My dad died when I was 10, and ever since, my mom hasn't dated anyone. I'm currently 25 and my mom is 60. We live together as just the two of us, and I've been thinking about moving out for a long time. I feel bad because she will be all alone if I leave. I've thought about moving to a different country for a while, but I haven't because I don't want her to feel alone. How do I make the decision to move out, even to a different part of town, without feeling like I'm abandoning her? She's super sensitive and has cried a few times, even when I leave for the weekend. I don't know how to live my life without worrying about how she's going to feel. She doesn't want to look for a boyfriend, so that's out of the equation, unfortunately.
I guarantee you, if you ask most people, they'll tell you that you have to live your life. You have to live your life, and your mom's going to have to learn to deal with that.
I also don't think that this is an isolated thing with just you. I feel like so many people have this experience, especially as parents get older, or sometimes the older sibling feels responsible for the happiness or sticking around for the single parent, whether someone passed away or someone got divorced. But you're not your mom's partner. You're her kid. And so you do, to John's point, have to be able to branch out and live your life and know that your mom is going to be okay. And like, she has to be an adult in that situation and be okay with you living your life. She should want that for you.
Yeah, that seems a little selfish.
It is selfish. And for her to cry too.
Your mom might have depression, anxiety, a lot of things going on. Maybe if boyfriend's out of the question or like looking for new relationships, I think maybe speak to someone to help with coping mechanisms.
I was just going to suggest that. Like maybe having a conversation with your mom. Can you just look at how cute Kobe is? Oh my gosh. He's so cute. Having a conversation with your mom about the steps that she could take to feel more confident on her own. Look at him. Okay, we have to take a picture. I'll share it on the episode.
I was about to say, yeah, I agree with you, but that was actually my idea. So you agreed with me.
No, yeah. And I said that. I said, to your point, I agreed with you. We're on the same page, Sean.
But okay, so yeah, you're gonna set your mom up. Try to set your mom up with like little stepping stones to help her. Tools for her to help coping, and then I don't know. I think that's your best bet, and you need to just go do what you want to do.
I think honesty, as we say always, is the best policy, and you just have to be honest with your mom that this is what you're feeling. Next question. My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 1.5 years, and we never acknowledged each other's farts. It's only been a handful of times where one has pushed its way out, and it generally happens in bed. And it's usually me. I'll let out a toot, and it actually wakes us both up. I know at this point in our relationship, we both want to laugh when it happens. When we have to fart, we hold it in until we leave each other's houses. What's the next step? It's still so awkward when it happens, and I know you guys will just say, let it fly, but I think we're both scared, especially me. I'm lactose intolerant, and the amount I have to fart and hold it in sometimes is debilitating. How do I bring this up so we could talk about it and not gross each other out? I think we've had these conversations on social media before, and people are like, I've never farted in front of my spouse before. How do you really trust someone if you've never farted in front of them?
It's not good for you to hold it in.
No. Are you ever
farting
your true self?
Is a good sign of having a good digestive system. So fart.
I just think in relationships, you're dating now, you've been together a year and a half. Like, I don't remember how long we were dating until we farted
Couple weeks.
in front of each other. But when you're married,
You guys should know each other at that point. A year, come on.
but you end up being your most vulnerable self with that person, especially thinking about having a child. I'm like, I'm going to rely on you to get up all in there and really help me in the most vulnerable of spaces. And
Get up in you?
yeah.
Why?
I don't know, wipe
When?
my butt if I need help,
Oh.
you know, shave me before,
You got
wax
it.
me up before I go in there. I don't know. There's just a lot that you have to be comfortable with your partner. And like, again, if you're like people are out there pooping, farting, in sickness and in health, and farts are healthy.
I'm not giving any energy to this question. I like, come on, just do better.
What, do you feel like this is just juvenile? Why?
Yeah, it's just such a dumb question.
Because you just laid out to the entire world about your shart experience on the street.
Shit your pants in front of your partner, then come talk to me.
Shit in
You're
the street.
talking about little toots. Chocolate blast in the street like I did the other day, and then we'll have a conversation.
You had a bridesmaid moment, and it was funny because your mom mentioned that.
You know why it wasn't a bridesmaid moment? Because everyone had dresses to cover everything. I was straight butthole out on the street.
You're lucky.
My mom said what to you?
She said, imagine John has a bridesmaid moment where like we walk past him and he's shitting in the street. You know what? Your mom manifested that.
Super. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it.
She knew that was going to
The
happen.
best part was like, it didn't phase either one of them.
No.
Well, my dad at one point goes, I've had a couple of those.
I mean.
And then my mom goes, oh no, John.
She's like, John.
My mom probably would bring it back to like, you should have seen what I saw in the hospitals back in the day.
Yeah.
My mom used to tell me that, or she likes to inform Alex too. She's like, I worked all the way up to like my, 39
Due
weeks
date.
or something. She's like giving chest compressions to patients in the ER.
I'm like,
Oh no, she brought bodies down to the morgue in the hospital. That's what she did.
if I want anyone advocating for me in the hospital, it's your mom.
Oh, 100%.
She'll yell at she'll deliver this baby.
And my mom will end up running the hospital, so whatever.
So yes, if you are so uncomfortable about your farts, I'm just best of luck to you because this is what your future holds.
Yeah.
Next question. My friend is having a destination wedding soon. My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 months now, so a fairly new relationship, and I invited him to be my date to the destination wedding. I paid for the hotel and flights for both me and my boyfriend. Is it strange that he has never once offered to pay anything? Or is
Yes.
this normal since he is my plus one? He makes significantly more money than I do. Thoughts?
They're in a serious relationship, dating. He didn't.
They've
say
been together for 4 months, so it's a new relationship.
Fuck. I mean, good for that guy. Shit, she's doing all this for him. I mean, I would not be able to.
I was gonna say, like,
there's no way.
I think that we were together for maybe 6 to 8 months before we went on our first trip. Granted, it wasn't a wedding, but you were like, we should go away. I'll cover the flights, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. I'll cover the meals. Or, you know,
I actually don't remember. Did I?
yeah. You got like the
So we went to
hotel. You got the hotel and the flights, and I think I just like purchased everything else because it was cheap. I wasn't making
I
as
was
much
trying
money
to wine
as you.
and dine you for sure. I was
But
like,
that's what I
I'm
mean.
locking this chick up.
I don't think that he has to necessarily pay anything, but to offer is nice.
True, it is your event, like
Yeah.
your function that you want him to go to. I get that.
You're so fresh in this relationship, though, that I would keep an eye on other things moving forward. You know, like how
I could see why. I guess that would be, you're curious about why he didn't offer something, because I'm thinking about our relationship. As weird as this sounds, but even in the beginning, I'm like, we're together. We're getting married. Whatever I was saying, I'm like, we're not getting a prenup. Everything's together. So that's how I always looked at it.
But
like,
some people don't look at their
sure,
finances like
exactly.
that.
That's what's like.
And
I
that's
can see why
okay.
she has that thought, because I never even thought that when we were together. Because I'm like,
But not even. It's like a friend situation too. Even if you like had we're inviting a friend.
Depends on your financial situation too. I'd be like, hey, I'm going to this wedding. I'll cover a hotel. I probably wouldn't have covered. I would say like, I'm going to cover the hotel. If you want to come, this is how much the flight is.
Right. Like, did you say it's all expenses paid by me if you want to come? You know?
Either way, yeah, it is strange she didn't offer.
Yeah, I think offering and giving the gesture goes a long way. But again, I think
the same thing if it was opposite roles.
Yeah, I do. Because even like going out to dinner, it's still like,
good answer.
You know, I'm like, you're like, oh, I got it. I'm like, before we were, you know, seriously together, you're like, I got it. I'm like, no, I'll get it. And you're like, no. And I'm like, okay, I offered. You know what I mean? It just goes a long way. You always have to offer.
Yeah.
So I would just keep an eye on things. You're still very fresh into this, but
I mean, is he bringing you on trips and stuff? Like, I wonder if have you been on a trip together where he paid? Maybe he's like tit for tat.
Yeah. Who knows? Next question. My husband and I have a 10-year wedding anniversary coming up. The catch is we separated for 2 years, which included filing for divorce, separate homes, child custody agreements and scheduling, etc. We did not end up divorcing and we are now back together. But as mentioned, we took a solid 2 years off from being married. So my question is, would you still celebrate the 10-year wedding anniversary or do you think we revert to 8 years since we took those 2 years off?
Don't confuse the guy. I'm going to tell you right now, just stick to the 10.
I was going to say stick to the 10 because you still...
It also makes a funny story.
Also, yeah, like you were still technically married. You just had some trials and tribulations during that time,
true.
You know? And marriages go through tough times. You didn't technically get divorced. So, yeah, you were married for 10 years.
Yeah, why complicate it?
Who cares? Don't complicate it. Happy 10-year anniversary. What
Exactly.
are you going to do? Go on a trip?
It seemed like you were asking me. I'm like, I don't know.
You just got stressed.
I wonder what they are doing.
What are we going to do?
What are they doing?
We have our 5-year this year. And what are we going to do?
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
Because all we've been doing is spending money.
Well, no, not just that. I think I'll have had a baby within like those few weeks.
Oh yeah, that too.
You'll be learning how to be a dad.
Also, should we like Happy Mother's Day, right?
Oh yeah, Happy Mother's Day. Well, Mother's Day just passed. So Happy Mother's Day to me.
To you.
How do you feel? I'm segueing here. How do you feel about people saying, you know, Happy Mother's Day and then like to dog moms too?
I don't care.
There's a lot of hate towards dog moms on the internet.
Like, how does this affect you? Shut up.
I think...
Why do you care?
People just like to be bothered by everything. And obviously being a dog mom is different than being a human mom. But
I mean, did
I
give you stuff for being a dog mom? No.
That's true. Yesterday, John surprised me.
You didn't give me anything for Father's Day for him.
Because Mother's Day is first, so I would wait. I'd be like, is he gonna...
What about the last 5 years?
Mother's Day is first.
Oh,
so every year, I'm like,
just base it off of me.
Is Kobe getting me anything for Mother's Day?
Okay.
If not, no. But this was the first year you got me something. Obviously, they're very different. But some people can't have kids. They consider their dogs as their kids. Or some people just whatever. Does it bother you? Do people are they harming you? Is it impacting you? Them calling themselves dog moms? And shut the fuck up. People
all
just
these
get bothered.
holidays are just fucking money grabs. All these holidays, you always have to spend money. Mother's Day,
John,
Father's Day.
You got me flowers and ice cream. I know you still spent money, but...
Everything in the church, being Catholic, I was like, communion and then confirmation. I'm like...
Those cost money? You have to pay for your communion?
Like gifts. You get gifts and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
That's like once in your life. That's like graduating, right? It's not like a year. That's not a holiday.
Your baptism.
That's not a holiday. That's not even considered like a birthday. That's like a once.
I'm just saying there's all these events, bar mitzvahs, sweet 16, Independence Day.
So you just don't want to celebrate
4th of July, I got to give someone a gift.
Who?
I don't know. Probably my mom. I'm just saying, it's like, can we just like celebrate the day and not have to like give each other stuff?
So John does need a nap, you guys. He does.
Next question.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for a couple of years now, and things are getting really serious, and we talk about marriage a lot. He's pretty dang great, but one thing that really bothers me, he's pretty dang great. But one thing, you know what? That's like verbiage that they would use in Fallout. We finished that show.
So good.
So good. Season 2 needs to come out now.
I know.
Okay, let me continue.
Can we please be guest stars on there?
I thought you were going to say, can you please fucking finish the question?
Oh, yeah. Please finish. Well, I interrupt. Oh, no, you stopped.
Every time one of us is interrupting the other, like, I get it, guys. If I called John out for interrupting me, I know
You're
that
worse.
I've interrupted him. Jesus fucking
Well, you
Christ.
do it a lot, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Let me start this over. My boyfriend and I have been dating for a couple years now, and things are getting serious, and we talk about marriage a lot. He's pretty dang great, but one thing really bothers me. He has a half sleeve that is dedicated to his family. Cute, but incorporated in it is several pieces in honor of an ex-fling that had passed away about 11 years ago. Obviously, it's so sad, and I feel for the situation. But the largest piece and the only colored piece is her favorite flower in a very bright color right in the middle of his bicep. He honestly gave me too much info about the whole situation. She was his friend's younger sister. They hooked up, and he was going to bring her these flowers, and she passed away right before he could. But now I am left to look at this memorial piece that is very bright and eye-catching every time he wears short sleeves and obviously when we have sex. It is really hard to have this visual reminder of a past partner in my face while we do it. He also has her date of death spanning about half the length of his arm and her birthday incorporated with a piece for another family member. He insists that they were just friends, but it is really hard to believe it was just a fling with a reaction to get tattoos like that. He says she was there for him through hard times, and I understand that we all have past relationships or friendships, as he'd like to call it, but the visual reminder is tough for me, and I don't know if I believe that she was just a fling. Am I the asshole for suggesting he might consider covering it up?
No, I don't think you are. I remember we've had this question before in the past, something similar, and you were like, "Oh, you're gonna fucking cover that up with my name or or
What
something."
do you mean? You have nothing referencing an ex?
No, someone else's question. You're like, you better believe you're gonna be tattooing something about me on your body.
Did we? No,
Yes.
because it was a different type of situation.
Not really. This guy, he hooked up with her. It's still the same
No,
thing.
no. The other question. I can't think of what it is exactly, but it was something weird where he was very much like, I don't remember what it was. Let's talk about this one.
Okay,
Again,
well, it's not
we changed
just a rose. It's her birth date. It's her social security
her
number.
death
It's
date.
everything on his arm.
her star sign,
Yeah.
her birth chart.
Yeah.
There's a lot of info there. To me,
Oh, wait,
it's-
they're just dating?
they've been dating for her and this guy have been dating for a couple years now. They talk about marriage, whatever.
You're dating. I don't think you...
But they're seriously dating. To me, I wouldn't be as annoyed about the tattoo if he was honest about their relationship. That's what annoys me here. Is I'd be like, you would not do this for a fling.
Good news, if you died, he'd probably tattoo you on his other arm.
Right. Maybe you do a test. You fake your death and see how committed he is to you.
How do you think she does it?
How do you think she offs herself?
Yeah.
Fakes it?
Yeah.
I mean, a car crash, maybe. Or she could just go missing. I don't know. I've never thought of like killing myself. I've only thought about killing you.
Okay, cool. Another like joking around about death. Guys, we're fucking kidding.
We're joking.
Jesus. Yeah, again, you're...
I honestly think you should do that. Just
Yeah,
to see
honestly,
how
just
committed he
fucking do
is.
I-
Next question.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
kidding.
You guys are dating. I think it'd be hard for you to like tell him to do stuff. I like how I always use marriage as like a trump card. Be like, well, if he wants to get married, different story.
Again, I get memorial pieces, but to me, it's the story behind it.
It's a little
Why
extra.
Is he for a quote unquote fling? If you had a tattoo for
Maybe
anyone,
he has no creativity. He's like, I want a tattoo. This is my best bet at making.
he's
a
like,
tattoo.
I've known no one who has passed away, but I want something that's meaningful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get it for my best friend's younger sister who sucked my penis once. That's inappropriate of me to say. I'm sorry. R.I.P. But I don't think that he's being. I know. I'm sorry. I don't think that he's being honest, and that's my problem. That was inappropriate of me. I
To be
know.
honest, I think this is getting worse. So let's just go. Let's go to the next question. We are. Oof.
Maybe I need a nap.
Oh my God! Please, guys, we're so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Don't cancel me.
Shame.
I addressed it. I didn't have to have someone call me out. I know that was inappropriate.
You guys cancel us.
No. Cancel John. He's
Cancel both of us. We'll just live with our parents. Love this house we're in for 1 month.
Then you would never have to work again.
No, I definitely would have to.
No, not if you lived with your parents.
I'd have to get out of that house. Please, God, go to the next question.
Did we answer this?
Yes, we did. Next question.
But should she ask him to cover it up?
No, not right now. You've been dating for whatever amount of time. Like, when you guys are fucking serious, like getting married or some shit, like when there's a lifelong commitment, because a tattoo is a lifelong commitment, like then he should do something about that tattoo or give you a memorial piece or whatever's going to make you feel better.
Not a memorial piece of your... I mean, he might have a memorial piece if you do
a living memorial piece
of yourself. No, I would ask him before...
Put a tattoo of your face on his other bicep so when you're fucking, you could look at that side instead of the other side. Like,
yeah. Just tape like a mirror over it so you could just look at yourself. I think you just have to ask him for the honest story though first. I'd be like, listen.
Why? What else is there to know? What? That doesn't matter.
Because it does matter. That
the
does matter.
fact that he hooked up with this girl. That's all she.
You would think it's so weird if I had a tattoo of this guy who I hooked up with.
There's nothing There's nothing else that's going to change her mindset because like he hooked up with this chick. Doesn't matter what else has happened. That's what she's thinking about.
I would be more okay knowing that you had a tattoo of someone who meant something to you in the past than you being like, yeah, I got this tattoo of like an ex-fling.
She brought him through hardships. I'm over this question. Dude, did you have something else to say? What else do you have to say about it?
I just think it's not as simple as just being like, cover it up. Kobe is just too cute today.
Chop your arm off.
You could do that too. His arm.
We've not a single piece of advice is usable that we've given. Don't use any of it.
No. I think the test...
We haven't given the disclaimer in a long time. We give terrible advice. Not even mediocre. This is terrible advice. Don't do it. In
today's episode, it's terrible advice. I do think the test would be a good idea, though, to see his loyalty to you. If this was just an ex-fling, you're right. Like, maybe he'll tattoo you on his forehead.
And now, what happens if he, like, then he goes to a psych ward because he's so devastated by your death? You know, you don't want to do that.
Why not? I say, shoot for the moon. Or see if he's your man. Next question. Guys, listen, if you wrote in for this episode, apologies. Next question. We're moving on. Does John ever blatantly check out other women? I've never really felt insecure in past relationships, but in my current relationship, I feel like I'm looking at your eyeballs, Sean. I feel like now I'm all jumbled. I feel like my fiance is checking out other women when I'm not around. On a few different occasions when he didn't think I was looking, he did a full turnaround on a woman walking by and it gave me the ick. I didn't say anything at first because I was experiencing some serious emotions. And when I said something later, he genuinely acted like he didn't remember, but I 100% saw him do it. Now that I've said something, I feel like he still does it, just not while I'm around. Now when he goes to the gym, I'm really insecure that he's checking out these women and then thinking about them when he's having sex with me later. I know he fully loves me.
God, please stop.
Am I being ridiculous? Should I bring it up to him or will I sound crazy? Do you
sound crazy.
And John have open conversations about stuff like this?
You sound crazy. What do you want him to strap his fucking eyes closed?
You want
him to walk around like this?
I'll tell this story just because, again, I think that
See you later, hon.
Next question.
Tell the story. Go ahead.
No. I think like a lot of people always are like, my man is checking out. I'm also checking out hot girls. Like I feel like we can appreciate
hot guys too.
And that's my point. John and his mom. No. Me and John's mom were on a walk.
Oh my God.
You were with us. You were with us. I forgot you were there. That's the
worst part.
So we're in our new neighborhood and we have a private police department. And so far, all of these officers, I don't know where they found them.
I bet you
Model.com.
I guarantee you that guy's 4'8".
They're so hot. So anyway,
I'm trying to make myself feel better.
We're walking through the neighborhood and this random guy, he had found a lost dog. So he was asking us, he was like, do you know whose dog this is? We were like, no, we're new to the neighborhood. He's like, oh, well, I just called the local police, so they should be here to help. So we continue on our walk and then this cop stops us and he's like, number one, he was like, "Are you Alex and John?" And I was like, "I'm Alex."
I shouldn't even say my name. Alex didn't even like.
And he was like,
acknowledge that second part.
He's like, "Did you guys call about the dog?" And we were like, "No, but there's a guy over here." And he was like, he was talking, and me and your mom had no clue what he was saying. He was just so beautiful.
I made it very clear. I go to go, "Hey, I'm John." Firm handshake, direct eye contact.
He was just so wildly attractive. But John, you have to be secure in yourself to know that other people are going to be attractive. So we spend the rest of the walk going back, and me and John's mom are just making jokes about how we're going to start a fire, how I'm going to push John down the stairs. John's mom is in it with me, and
I'll set the scene. Let's say his name is Jason. My mom's like, we're on our walk. She's like, I think I'm going to have to call Jason later. Jason,
she goes,
help
911,
me.
Jason.
911, there's a fire. Help me, Jason.
Jason, I slipped and I can't get up. And so even in front of your dad,
I'm gonna have to call about a disturbance.
You, me and your mom are just making these jokes.
For 2 days. For 2 days. It wasn't even once. You doubled and tripled down on it.
But I think you have to be confident and comfortable to be able to acknowledge the beauty and the attractiveness in someone else without feeling threatened in your relationship. Because again, like if roles were reversed, I probably wouldn't react that way because I'm pregnant and I'd be like, don't say anything about anyone right now. But in those situations, we do like banter back and forth with each other, and we just.
To be honest, though, I wonder if I would care early on. I don't know. I just like don't care.
Well, they're engaged. It says I feel like my fiance. Like,
but I mean, like in the very
committed to each other.
No, but like in our very beginning of our relationship, like would those comments make me feel a certain way? I don't know. Like being confident in your relationship probably helps, I think. I don't know, but I love like my parents were at the beach. A lot of parent talk. I remember my parents were like in Italy or somewhere, and they're sitting on the beach, and my mom was so pissed off because there's all these hot women around, and she looks at my dad. She's like, "You got all the eye candy. I have no eye candy to look at." Yeah, she was like really mad.
She was annoyed that she had no buff dudes to watch. But yeah, I think ultimately you have to know that there's so much more that you bring to your relationship other than your looks. Because we've talked about that before where we're like, not only do looks fade, but you're dealing with a real person behind the attractiveness.
Being confident goes a long way too. Like how she wrote this question and like, if you were saying this to me, it would make me feel so like weirded out by it. I'd be like, Alex, come on.
Right.
You're beautiful. Be more confident.
But you have to have confidence and trust in your relationship because I could see being insecure if your partner has either
there's a different way of saying stuff too, though. Like how you and my mom were fucking around, like whatever.
Right.
Like, you weren't really like, oh my god, like I need to
so
like
hot.
Fuck that dude.
I mean, I would never say that ever.
Right?
Never, John. But again, like. We're married. Like, you just trump everyone, no matter what. I
know.
Again, Jason Momoa, my hall pass, could be standing there, and I'd still be like, I'm sorry.
Is he still your hall pass?
I don't know. I haven't seen him recently. What's he looking like?
I don't know. Good, I guess.
Well, then, yeah, he's still my hall pass.
Badass.
Who's yours?
I don't know. It used to be Kate Beckinsale.
Why not anymore?
I haven't seen her in a minute.
She's still probably looking like a snack.
Name some other brunettes.
Gal Gadot.
Oh yeah,
she's a hottie.
Yeah, give me another one.
Kim Kardashian.
Actually, Gal Gadot is definitely over Kate Beckinsale for me now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Superwoman.
She
also has just
Kim
had her
K.
4 kids.
Nah.
No Kim K.
No.
You liked Courtney back in the day, right?
No, I always like Courtney more than Kim. Not from a beauty standpoint, but just. I initially thought she was
I can't think of any other brunettes right now. When people are like, what's your favorite? Who's yours?
What's your favorite movie?
What's your favorite ice cream?
What's your favorite movie? Go. I know it is Grinch.
What? It's not I love the Grinch, but it's not. A movie, people are going to hate me for fucking saying this, but a movie that I could watch.
Holes.
What? Jesus. You know what? You don't even deserve to hear what the movie I was going to say Why did you say holes? And you got pissed too, pissed at me, as if you're annoyed that you think that my choice of movie is Holes. When have I ever watched Holes?
You love that
is a
Disney
great movie.
shit.
But Holes?
Shia LaBeouf. Is what's her name in it? Romano?
No.
Oh.
Oh, but you know who is in it? The little kid. He sat next to us at the premiere for
Fallout.
We didn't go to that. The premiere for
Barbie.
No.
True Detective.
Yes. Remember?
No.
He was sitting next to me. And you were like, he's from Holes.
Okay, the guy you're talking about who I didn't say he's from Holes. I know what he's from because he went to our gym. He went to Equinox. He was in Old School. He was also in
The kid from
Coach
Holes?
Carter. Yeah.
I don't remember those
Anyways,
other movies.
way off. What are we talking about?
We're talking about our favorite movies.
You gonna ask me mine?
No, because I didn't even get to answer mine. I'm just gonna assume that yours is Holes. Next question. Wait, why are we
yours?
talking about movies? Oh, we were talking about our hall passes.
Oh, right.
Okay, so do you think whatever?
Next question.
Yeah, next
Okay.
question. You just be secure in your relationship. I'm sure you're beautiful and you're hot. Your fiance loves you. Next question. I'm happily married, but I've been having incredibly intense, hot, not safe for work sex dreams about my ex. For context, my husband and I have been together almost 8 years, married for 3, and have a kid together. This ex and I broke up 9 years ago, so a year before I met my husband, and yet he still keeps making very graphic appearances in my dreams to this day. No shade to my hubby. The man is very good at what he does, but this ex was definitely the purveyor of the best sex I've ever had. And apparently my subconscious just can't let it go. I wake up even feeling guilty every time, but I can't control what I dream about, right? Do I tell my husband, or is that just creating drama where it doesn't need to be? Do y'all think there's a way to stop this, or do I just need to accept it and take the smutty dreams in stride? John, if Alex was having reoccurring sex dreams about another guy, would you want to know?
Don't fucking tell me.
No. I wouldn't want to know either.
It's your subconscious. Don't feel bad. Hopefully you get off.
In your dream.
Yeah.
If you
Don't
were having,
act on any of this stuff, but
of course,
you're
that's
fine.
very different.
Yeah.
But if you were having dreams about your ex and you were like, Alex, I have to tell you, that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
Don't
what the
tell
fuck?
me.
And then I gotta deal with your bullshit all day.
Me being
Then
mad
you're
at
just
you.
gonna be mad at me because I'm so dumb that I
Of
told
course.
you. Yeah.
Of course. Just like, I mean,
There's enough things to get mad at about, like, don't drop something in. Like, do you want your day ruined? You know?
right.
No, you're fine. Enjoy your dreams. Don't act on them. Don't tell your husband. You're good. Next question.
Am I the asshole? I'm a 31-year-old female. I got married a few years ago, and I'm still thinking about if I was in the wrong here. One of my 4 bridesmaids was my bestie from college. We had known each other for about 5 years, had both gone through breakups together, moved apart, made multiple trips to see each other in our new towns. We always had a great time together. So of course, she was going to be in my wedding. She happily accepted, and she even wanted to do a speech at the wedding. In her speech, she mentioned my ex-boyfriend. She was saying how good of a decision it was for me to dump this ex because I found a great man to marry. I totally agreed with her since my ex was a heaping pile of garbage. He was childish, whiny, lazy, sold hard drugs, and even tried hooking up with this bridesmaid a week after I broke up with him. So how did she ever think it was cool to bring it up on my wedding day? I was so shocked. I had broken up with this ex over 4 years ago, and none of my husband's family or friends knew of him. The few people on my side of the wedding who did know my ex looked over at me in horror. All I could do was sit there and listen and get on with the reception dinner. I put it in the back of my head, but for the rest of the night and for the following week on our honeymoon, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. I really appreciated this bridesmaid being a part of my wedding and making all that effort, but I didn't want this stupid blunder to always be in the back of my mind, so I sent her a message. I explained that I loved her and appreciated her and told her I just had to get this off of my chest, questioning why she felt the need to put something like that into her speech and how it made me feel uncomfortable. I got no reply. So I messaged again the next day, apologizing for being brash and hoping she wasn't too upset. Again, no reply. A few months went by with no reply, so I messaged her to say Merry Christmas and how I loved and missed her. She replied with a simple Merry Christmas. It's been a few years since, and I hadn't replied to that message she sent since I thought she should have said more in her message. Until recently, I saw she got engaged and I sent her well wishes and how I think of her often and I wish that we hadn't drifted apart. No reply. So, am I the asshole for telling her that I was uncomfortable about her speech?
Wow. The fact that this has been eating at you. How long has it been? I feel like I just heard a whole like
Years. It's been
relationship
a few years.
journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're not the asshole. I think she's probably offended because I think she probably thought she wrote a good speech and was trying to make a point about like, now you're with somebody really amazing, blah, blah. Not the best way to go about it. I don't think she was malicious in it though. And then maybe how you wrote the message, she probably was caught off guard because she probably thought she had a good speech, offended, and then never let it go. You did your part. You reached out. You shouldn't feel guilty at all, but just move on because I don't think the ball's in her court. You've reached out enough. If she wants to reach out, she will.
Agreed. To me, the silent treatment in friendship speaks volumes about a person. If you don't know how to communicate in a relationship, in a friendship, then I don't want to be friends with that person anyway. Like you felt a certain way and she felt offended or she felt some type of way that she was like, you know what, I'm not going to respond. If I had a bride, one of my best friends tell me that she felt uncomfortable with what I said during a toast. And even if I didn't agree and I was like, that wasn't my intention.
It's her fucking day.
You explain that to them and you have an open and you communicate about your problems, but if you can't even have the open floor to communicate with someone, that's not your fault. This lack of friendship is 100% on her. And it almost sounds like maybe she was doing it to get out of this friendship. Like, was there turmoil before? Was she in a weird place before? Because
how good of friends were you? The fact that like you guys just haven't talked at all, like that's kind of
and
wild.
That's what I mean. The fact that she was willing to let this relationship die over you expressing your emotion and how you felt about something, that's on her. I don't know that I would want to be friends with her anyway. You're not the asshole.
That's strange.
She's just emotionally immature.
Yeah. How's she gonna react? Like, what if her boss,
right,
pissed her off or whatever? Like, you're not gonna respond to your boss. Like, use some like conflict resolution skills and like where is that in your life? Like, she needs to work on that.
My strongest friendships are with girls who I have been able to actively resolve conflict with year after year. Like, and there's never usually conflict, especially like we've just been friends for so long. But when there is,
you guys are able to resolve it.
Yeah, it's like, it's all about, we say
that's what a relationship is. You learn.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are growing as individuals, as like friends, and your friendships will just get stronger from it.
But one of my biggest friendship breakups happened at like a situation like this where a situation happened, I communicated, and then I got the silent treatment, and it made it so much worse because I was like, you're really willing to let this friendship die over something that we could communicate about after one night. Like, things like this, and maybe that's why I'm like passionate about it, because I'm just like, they could be so avoided if you just have an open conversation. Like, why are you so butthurt?
And that's their problem, because I guarantee you that friend is probably like, probably isn't too embarrassed at this point to like talk to you.
Things like that, if you really value your friendships, you don't let, when someone else feels uncomfortable, you don't let stuff like that ruin your relationship. You communicate, So you're not the asshole. I think your friend was just either in a weird place, doesn't know how to take critique, or didn't know maybe what to say back to you, and too much time went by. I really don't know, but
communication.
Do you have any mutual friends? That's what I would want to know. I'd be like, have you heard from her? Like, why hasn't she spoken to me?
She not talking to any of you? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. All right. That's
secrets. We have one. Let's go through one secret.
Okay.
All right. Secret number 1. I have never told this story to anyone before. Not even the person who I was with knows all the details. One night I was downtown at a club and I ran into an old friend from high school. We were both fairly intoxicated and I hadn't seen him in a while. This friend caught me up on his life and told me he was excited because he had just bought a new truck. After talking for a bit, I told him I was about to head home. He offered to drive me to my car in his new truck. I should not have gotten in it because he was still intoxicated. He was swerving in all kinds of lanes. It was actually very scary. Because of this, he was pulled over. There were 2 cops. One was on my side of the truck and the other was on his. I had to pee really badly. I asked the cop on my side if I could get out of the car to relieve myself. He said no. I was struggling to hold it in. The police officer was guarding the side of the door I was in and refused to let me out. I had been drinking and had already broken the seal. At that point, I had no choice and I peed in the passenger seat side.
I feel you.
Fortunately, my friend was let go because he showed that he had also worked in the emergency service industry by flashing his ID. The cop gave him a pass. He dropped me off at my car and I had never heard from him again. I'm not sure if he ever figured out what I did, but I'm happy not to have heard about it. I guess no news is good news.
Facts. I'd be like, we're just going to chalk this friendship as a loss.
I wonder if he was maybe embarrassed that this happened. Also, I can't believe the cops let him go. That's besides the point. But
this isn't a question. We don't need to talk about it.
No. Oh, I know.
But I will say.
Do you think that he knew?
Story that I had. Yes, definitely.
I don't think so, because if you get home, you're not like checking the seat. I'm like going inside and going to bed.
You'll smell the pee eventually. So one time, a long time ago, me and Goo were hanging out with some guys at a bar. We're all shit faced, and we go to the urinals. And I thought it'd be funny to pee on the guy's foot.
Random?
No. Like we're all hanging out. And I'm peeing.
Wait, a random person?
No, like I don't even remember the guy's name. You know how you meet people at the bar and then like you guys become.
What's wrong with you?
What?
What's wrong with you? Why did you think that?
I was like 21. I don't know. Anyways, I thought it was funny. So we're all peeing the urinals and I lean and I kind of just pee on his foot as a joke. He Serious Pan looks at me and he was like, fuck you. And then I never saw him again. I don't even remember his name. You know, like you have like drinking people, like your own local watering hole. Like we used to all hang out all the time, like for a good bit. Never saw him again.
Not a good friend.
So,
you.
No. Words of the wise. Learn about your friends first.
Well, if someone did that to you, John, what would your reaction be?
If it was my friend, I'd pee back. I think it was funny. But like, I guess there's certain friends, you know.
Well, yeah, you have to be really close with someone to know, like, is this gonna be enough to ruin the friendship?
We're all dudes, whatever.
I mean, see, and that was his boundary. He said, "I don't want you peeing on my shoe." You peed in your mom's suitcase too. But that was because you didn't do that on purpose.
No, I didn't even know I did that. For another time, I don't.
You
Did I ever
like
sell
to
the
point
story?
your finger at me as if like I'm the drunk peer, but it sounds like you like to pee your pants and poop your pants.
Difference is I was like 18 to 21. You're like in your 30s doing it.
I didn't. I haven't peed since I was 26.
All right, I'm going to read a review.
We have to do our overs because I have been holding this all episode. I'm over you and your incomplete sentences. You think a thought in your head and then you tell me half of it and assume that I'm going to jump on board and know what you're talking about. So you'll be like, so are we going? And I'm like, going where? Or you'll be like, did you send it? I'm like, send what? Like, you just don't, and you expect me to know. You don't finish your sentences and you expect me to know what you're talking about.
I'm losing my fucking mind. I don't know what to tell you. I am.
It's getting worse though, because you're having full conversations.
I have family members that have Alzheimer's. I'm pretty sure, or they had dementia. It's very similar. I don't know. It might be me. Get that home ready. Put me in a home.
I'll just have to kill you first.
I think it's funny though because my dad did that at dinner. And my mom was like, rolled her eyes. I'm like, holy shit, yeah. I'm him.
Yeah, like, what are you saying?
He's like, did you put the thing in the thing? And I'm like, what?
I mean, I get sometimes there's situations where I'm like, it's over there and the thing and then whatever. Like, and I'm trying to get you to figure it out. But these are different. They're like scenarios that you've already, I don't
He's like, well, did you ask him about it? I'm like, yeah. That's cool about what?
No, that's how I feel. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, when are we going there?
The thing.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I know. I don't know what to do. Read more.
I'm like, is this a puzzle that I'm trying? I don't know what I'm supposed to be figuring out. What are you over?
Got it. Got to finish my sentences. Need to make sure I feed you. Need to
tell me I'm pretty.
Do everything you need me to do. Got it. Tell you you're pretty.
Don't, it's called being a husband. Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
And look, that's how we finished.
Look,
went
full
from hate to
circle.
love.
I
All right,
know.
review time. I'm not over anything because I'm overly in love with you.
Shut up.
10 out of 10, 5 stars, CC0222. My husband and I have sent your videos back and forth to each other for years now, but I only just recently found that you had a podcast. Started listening, and I haven't stopped since I did. I binged all of season 2 and 3 in a couple of weeks. I love your guys' connection and authenticity. I've always laughed and having fun when I'm listening.
Love it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Keep them coming. Guys, give me all the likes. Give me all the reviews. I keep looking at the wrong camera. Give me everything. I want to see them all. Comment on all of our videos and shit.
Wow. Guys,
Go
thank
ahead.
you so much for tuning in. If you want to get in touch with us, you can reach us at hello@giveittomestraightpodcast.com. If you want to submit an anonymous question, you could do it at the link in our bio or in our show notes. You can find us on all the socials at Give It To Me Straight Podcast. And we will see you next week.
Whoop, whoop. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Did I throw you off with that?
No.